Yo, what's good, guys? My name is Miles. First, you clicked on this video, so thank you. Second, you read the title, so you know what this video is about. It's gonna be my whole first month trading prop firms and kind of my whole trading experience over the last month as a very beginner trader. I say very beginner, but I did start trading back in April. So it's been about 7 or 8 months now. It is November 3rd. I'm going to go over my psychology and my major learning experiences and things I've learned over the past month, as well as my main pitfalls, the things that have been keeping me back from consistent profitability. I wanted to make this video just to kind of be a clean slate and to really kind of expose myself. Over the past few months, I've been thinking when you come into day trading day in, day out, it's really easy to just get lost. I'm tired of getting lost. I'm tired of, even when you're journaling and you put your stuff down, hey, I need to work on this, hey, I need to work on this, but then it'll happen again. And I really want to kind of put it out there so that I publicly, just so that I really try to stay away from doing the things that I don't need to be doing to become what I want to become. I wanted to show that this is really possible for anybody, and really that not only trading, but anything is possible in this world if you really put your all into it, you put your energy there, and you focus on improving. It will come and you will make your money. I'm also later going to have recaps of my specific trades and my trade Zella recap, and I'm going to go over kind of like my monthly P&L. Yeah, so if you just want to see the trades or just see the specific setups I took or how exactly I trade in my technical analysis, you can skip to this whatever timestamp down below. All right, cool. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Let's do it. All right, first things first, who am I? Well, my name is Miles. I'm 20 years old. About 6 months ago, I moved to Florida from Northern Virginia. So I was in the DC area. Moved down here about 6 months ago to kind of really to kickstart the change in my life. I had already been trading for a little bit at this point. I was working as a server in Virginia, and I also worked at Verizon, regular, just nighttime jobs to kind of have money coming in. I was still living with my parents at the time, so I was able to save up some money because they didn't charge me rent, thank the Lord. But about 6 months ago, I moved down here for a new job opportunity, kind of open up my life. I'm now living with a roommate. I have an apartment. I work at a resort down here, so I'm still kind of working that nighttime job. Still got to pay the bills. But I want trading to be the thing that really explodes for me one day. And I've realized kind of at this point in my life that it doesn't matter how long it takes for me to get trading, that once I get it, it'll be just a straight line up from there. So I wanted to start making these videos now. When I'm not necessarily profitable and I'm still kind of going through the struggles that a lot of people out there are. I wanted to start making videos now so I can document my journey. You guys can join me along for this and show that anything is possible. You guys can do anything you want. You just have to put your mind to it and actually do it. You can't set a timeline on things like this. You just have to work day in and day out, and then eventually it'll pay off. But as far as diving deeper into my trading background, because everybody has a story of how they blew a bunch of money getting into trading, so I guess I'll throw out a little bit of mine. I discovered trading just on YouTube, and on TikTok, Instagram, social media platforms, seeing people like TJR and a lot of the other prominent trading figures that spend a bunch of money, and everybody wants that. Everybody sees them. You see their fucking all their cars, the Brabus, the Rolls Royce. This dude just bought a Koenigsegg. This dude is on top of the world. I want to do that. I need somebody too. Come on, man. And TJR introduced me into more of the ICT concepts world. So I do trade very similar to TJR and ICT and a lot of the other ICT traders out there, because what I found with a lot of ICT concepts and things that are very similar is that they're very tactile. It's not, I'm going to draw this level from here to here and this is where I think this is going to happen. It's a little bit that those strategies, those type of strategies like supply and demand, are just a little bit too fluid for me. I'm not here to bag on other people's strategies though. Everything works. You just have to find out what works for you. But me personally, I like a nice tactile strategy, so it drew me towards these ICT concepts. And after initially learning, I wanted, in my mind, I thought I was taking it slow. I probably just learned and watched videos straight for a few weeks or for about a month. After about a month, I opened up a TradingView account, started paper trading, slowly getting into it, back testing a little bit. And after about a month, so 2 months in, I was like, I'm ready to put some money. And that was April. So I had opened up a Tradeovate account. I hadn't looked much into prop firms because I thought prop firms were scary. So I was like, I'm just going to put my own money in here. Like, I have some money. I'm working right now, so I have money that I can lose. And I was living with my parents at this time. So I was like, I have money that I can use on this and it won't hurt me to lose it. So I put $800 into a Tradeovate account because I thought I was ready. I was provenly profitable on the back test and on the paper trading. So I thought I was him. I thought I could do it. Right? So I've turned this 800 within like a week, I'd say, or within a few days, I turned it into 1,200. So I was on top of the moon. You know what I'm saying? You make that first lick of money and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? In a few trades, I made $400 from 800. That's crazy. I 1.5x my money within the same month. So like if I started April 1st and I made that 400 in a week, the next 3 weeks, my 1,200 was down to like 400 probably or 300. But so I'd lost $800, $1,000, whatever. At that point, I had started paper trading very small. And this is something that I do recommend you do if you really can't paper trade. Of course, paper trade. You don't need to make money even once you start putting money in for a while after you're not going to start making money anyway. So just save that money and paper trade. Just paper trade. But if you think you're in that break-even stage, you are not necessarily profitable, but you're not necessarily unprofitable, I would recommend trading with one mini. Or one micro, not even one mini. One micro is what I mean. Go all the way down. That's what I started doing on my Tradeovate account. And you can trade this one micro, and you, especially if you have a job, if you have a steady income, this one micro's fluctuations on the price chart is not going to affect your mood. And that's a big thing, is once you start putting real money, or even once you start trading prop firms, you seeing these P&L numbers is going to like damn near raise your blood pressure, bro. Like, you're going to be stressed looking at that chart for the first few times. But I would say I was trading one micro for a long time, honestly. Probably I only stopped doing it probably up until about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. I would say maybe start of September. I started dabbling with like my first prop firms. But I was just trading. I had this same cycle of thinking I was the man of the world. I was like, you know what? I'm ready to step into a prop firm. I bought my first 50K account. I passed it in a week. So I was already on my eval. The next week, I blew it. It was over the next 2 weeks, I think. Over the next 2 weeks, that 50K account that I had passed eval on slowly whittled down because I couldn't control my losses. That's one of the biggest things I'm going to harp on in this video, is simply that you need to know how to take a loss, honestly. And This was something that I didn't realize was such a big problem until I started journaling. So that was this month. Start of October, I bought a trade at Zella, and I started importing all my trades and writing exactly why I took the trade, what's going on in my psychology. I could be a lot more in depth with most of it, but honestly, just having something to look back on to say, oh shit, this actually happened on this day, and I felt like this on this day, and this is why this happened. A lot of times you'll make a mistake or you'll take a bad trade and you'll say, just tell yourself in your head, oh, I'm not going to take that bad trade again. And you just sweep it around under the rug. But then you never remember that ever again. Like, I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast last week. My memory is terrible. How am I going to remember a trade I took at the beginning of the month? You don't. That's the real answer, is you don't. And I'm going to go into, for sure, more in depth on my overtrading, because that's what you're going to see on my trade Zella. But even though whatever the title says, I'm not sure, I haven't decided on the title yet. Technically, I did make money just because I got one payout. I know that I'm almost there. And this trading video and the subsequent videos after this is just going to be me focusing on trying to journal for myself. Having a physical journal for me, I want to make this work, and I want to be able to put my all into something. So having a video journal, something to leave behind to myself where I can watch, where I can look back and say, hey, shit, I wasn't making no money then. I had no money in my pocket. I was, you know what I mean? I moved to Florida and my car got totaled and started eating up my payments. You know what I mean? But like right now, even though I'm at some of the most financially unstable points in my life, I mean, I wouldn't say unstable because I have a job, but my job honestly right now is stressful for me, and it's not something that I want to be doing for the rest of my life. But it's not like I hate my job. Don't get it confused. I don't hate my job. I'm not gonna act like I'm living the most terrible life. I'm living a great life, bro. But it's far from where I want to be, and I feel like to make it really big in this world, you really have to have humongous goals. Like sometimes a lot of people, sometimes a lot of people don't realize how many people around them are just like normal. Like everybody talks about, or people say all the time, that they want to be normal. They just want to be normal. They just want to be accepted, blah, blah, blah. But what really is normal when you look around? Is normal finding a job that pays you barely enough, using all the money that you saved up during the week or work for on your paycheck, spending it at the bar on the weekend, going out to events, hanging out with your friends, and then waking up and doing it all again? Now, I'm not saying this to bash anybody who wants to live this life. I mean, if what I just said sounds good to you and you're like, hey, that doesn't sound too bad, then by all means do that. But me personally, I have no intention of waking up, working for somebody else to make as a cog in a wheel for somebody else's business to make them money, get off work, super tired, super exhausted, get a drink, party a little bit, have fun, and then wake up and do it all again. I have no desire to live the same 3 months for the rest of my life. And that's how you have to think about it. If you don't change anything in your life from within, nothing in your external is going to change. Just sit back, and you have to sit down with yourself and realize that the only reason why you are where you are today is because of the person that you were yesterday. And the only person that can change your tomorrow is you. So if you're sitting here blaming other people for anything that's happening in your life, I don't care how much it's somebody else's fault. They can't help you. Nah, but what I'm trying to say is that you really have to you have to become a master of your own mind. And if you're not able to master what's within, you will never be able to control what's outside of you. Because the external world, everything around you, all these material things, all of it is just another form of what happens inside of you. It's a physical representation of the energy and the frequencies that you put out. Like, this world is just simple cause and effect. Something happens, which makes something else happen. So if you just focus on the effects, which is the physical world, the things you experience, the things that you see on a day-to-day, that's the external. The internal being your mind, your consciousness, your energy, all of this stuff, right? The things that happen up here, right? If you only look at the external values in the world around you and you try to change the external, you can't change an effect with an effect. You change the cause and it changes the effect. You don't change the effect with another effect. That's just not, you can't get anything done in that manner. You have to change the source. So that means that if you want to change something in your life, you have to change it. And you have to put the work in day out to change it. But I mean, when it comes to putting effort in something, the thing that, like how I talk to myself, the way I always kind of get over a lot of stuff is just simply like, well, you can try your hardest to do something, or like what else? Like, you're just not going to try your hardest. Why? Like, you don't lose anything from trying your hardest. That's something that I implement in all areas of my life. I try hard. Like, I'm a try hard. At my job, at video games, at fucking whatever I want to do, I'm a try hard. Because if you're not trying hard, you're just selling yourself short. And why would you do that? Like, I cannot comprehend in my brain why. That's what I say to myself all the time. Is just you all you have to do is try your hardest. Because what else can you do? Nothing. You can only try your hardest. That's it. That's literally the most you can do. But I just wanted to talk about a lot about how I'm feeling and kind of the general mindset I have right now. And if you guys are also unprofitable or not necessarily making money and you've been trading for X amount of months, you've been trading for X amount of years, you've been doing this, doing that, and it just doesn't work, you need to just focus. And I hate to put a blanket statement out there and say, well, if you've been trading for this amount of years and you're not profitable, then you've been doing something wrong and blah, 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 because everybody has their own journey when it comes to life. But you need to realize that everything in this life isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. You need to realize that your ideal self and the person that you want to become is going to have to look back on you now and say, I had to go through that to become who I am today. So stop taking all your obstacles in life as obstacles and start using them as like aids to help you towards your dream self. You need to look at when you make a terrible trade and you know it's against your psychology, journal that shit and write down exactly what you're thinking. And you need to tell yourself that the reason why I took this trade is because the universe, or because trading, or because even my future self, whoever you want to put it onto, it's you. It's not anybody else. you are revealing to yourself what you need to change. Every time you take a bad trade and maybe you overtrade or whatever psychology, you had a blunder or whatever it is, you're revealing to yourself why you are not profitable. You are revealing to yourself what you need to overcome to become who you want to be. Now, I hope that what I'm saying makes sense for everybody out there, and I'm sure I'll make a bunch of videos like this. So if you guys are liking what you're hearing, you like what you're seeing, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. And if you guys feel like you're in a similar position out there, you might be in between this break-even stage of losing and then you win and then you fail some accounts and then you get a payout, and you're in this break-even stage where you're going back and forth, or maybe you're just unprofitable and you're still learning. Maybe you are profitable and you want to just keep your streak going if you like what I'm saying or like what you're seeing. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos like this from now on, especially going into 2026. I feel like my whole life, I have never really had much aspirations, but the one thing I was always clear on is I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to make my own money. So, you guys can join me along for this journey. But enough dilly-dally. Let's really get into the meat and potatoes of this month. I'm going to show you guys my P&L and everything like that. I'll also dive into some specific exact trades that I took that I think were especially good or especially bad. And maybe I'll go over some of the average trades too. I really want to leave nothing in the dark, and I really just want to come clean for you guys and just show you exactly what I went through this month, and then next month I'm going to do the same and the same and the same. But I've learned a lot from a bunch of ICT traders like TJR, Justin Werlin, like even the two PB trades. Who else? AB trade. Like there's a million guys out there that do trades, and they're super useful, and they post their wins, they post their losses, and I want to join the club, and I'm trying to join that club, and kind of get to the point where I want to be fully transparent on here for you guys and just show you guys my wins, show my losses, show what I'm going through. And I wanted to start this series now before I'm fully profitable. So, if you want to see if you just want to see if I'm going to make it or not, stick around. All right, let's go. Let's see here. Cool. All right, chart time, baby. Let's get it. All right, cool. So let's just get straight into it. All right, cool. So this is my dashboard for the past month. Don't focus too much on like the actual net P&L number here, just because, even though this is actually really close to the number of the payout that I actually did end up taking this month, but because all of these are evals and express accounts. So these are all prop firm accounts. This is not real capital. And this does not represent like whenever I took a payout, or you can't see whenever I blew up an account, and etc. Okay, first things first, I'm just going to give like a little overview of the month and kind of like where my head was at. And after I go over the entire month as a whole and kind of where I was at feelings wise and mindset wise, I'll go into actual specific trades and setups that I took, of some winning trades, some of these losing trades, and some break-even days or days where I even went back and forth as well, just so I can show kind of where my process is at and what I'm kind of doing on the chart every day. So what happened here? All right, so first of the month, I opened up this this evaluation. I opened up just one account. I actually ended up passing it in this week. Just these first 5 days, I already passed the eval. So I won these first 5 days. This is me coming fresh off an eval. I'm like, all right, I'm going to lock in this month. This is the month I'm documenting all my trades and going over my process and all that. So I was super locked in. I won 5 days straight and passed the eval without a single losing day. Amazing. as soon as I got the evaluation, I paid the 150 activation fee. Had 2 losing days, which honestly I was trading really well in the first half of this month. I had lost, but these were not huge losses, and I had just taken them, and I almost made both of them back on this Friday. So I was still feeling good on the week. So I lost these 2 days. I had a crazy start to this week as well. I had the 1K on this first day on this Monday, and then I went 2.2 on this second day. I still only had 3 trading days, so I couldn't take a payout yet. I kept my risk on. At this point, I was up 4K, I think, on the account. So I had like 4K in profit on the Express. I took a big loss, and this something that I kind of want you to notice over like the span of this month. When you look at all these trades, something that I need to work on for next month for sure is just the simple inconsistency of the risk. You can see here, like, I win 1.4 and then I win 500, and then I lose 300, I lose 500, then I lose 1.5. I make 2K. So my risk is very inconsistent, and something that I honestly can say that I'm just an idiot for is not really learning how to properly calculate risk. I was just punching whatever amount of contracts I felt was right on whatever given day, not really taking into account how fast the market itself is actually moving. But yeah, so after I took this 612, I actually went to Mexico for this weekend, the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. So I did end up trading on this 17th, but I was in Mexico, so I didn't record it. And by the time I had came back, the account was already gone. So I forgot to upload this day. But I had made probably only like 400 or it wasn't like a huge day or anything like that. But I had taken a payout right after I had this winning day, because this was my 5th winning day. I was taking my first payout. I was honestly, like, if I'm speaking honestly, I was just super psyched. I was super excited. I was super proud of myself. I achieved my first payout, and now I'm thinking, like, I'm out of the hole. Like before, because I had started my live account and lost a lot of money, and I was still in the hole for the live account. I was thinking, wow, like, I just got my first payout, and now I'm actually in profit. And I started, like, telling my friends, telling my family, like, yo, I got this payout, like, telling people. And I'm realizing, like, that only led to, like, more downfall, kind of like more attachment to the actual dollar and seeing my P&L, which you can see came back to bite me when I lost damn near 2K on this day. You can see I was just, and look, it was one, I'm definitely going to have to get into this for sure, because this was definitely like a revenge trade, ego. Hold on, I'm going to get into it in a second. But you can just see from this screen here that I lost $1,500 just in one trade. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing that's able to happen to you, because I should not even be like, stop loss, hello. I don't know what happened that day. I'm going to recap it in a second, though. I'm going to definitely go over this, because a lot of what I'm realizing is that, like, you don't remember anything, dude. Like, you literally, like, you probably can't remember a lot of your life, and that's kind of scary to think about. Like, sometimes you just got to sit back and realize that, like, unless you wrote it down, unless you, like, have somebody keeping track behind you, or you're keeping track behind yourself, you will just forget all your mistakes, and you'll never learn from them. But after I took this payout, I didn't trade this Monday. I think it was, let me check Forex Factory. I think it was some sort of holiday or something, or like a no news Monday. Yeah, so there was just no news. So I just didn't take a trade that day. Sometimes no news Monday, depending on the price action, I'll just sit them out. But I didn't trade on Monday because it was that no news Monday. I was green 400 on Tuesday, and Wednesday I just blew up the whole funded for sure. It's something that I touched on a little bit earlier, but simply I just need to learn how to control myself and actually take a loss. That's been one of the biggest lessons this month for sure, is just really being able to take, like, risking $500 and then just actually calculating your risk, risking the same amount every time. And that's what I'm going to actually be focusing on, is setting to a strict risk plan. this next month going forward. And then this last week, I had reset up a few different accounts, honestly. I had, because after, and I failed quite a few accounts here too, because after, and I failed 3 accounts here too, because after I took that first payout, I reinvested 2 of them. So I had one account that was the past evaluation, so the express funded, and then I had added 2 other accounts that were just 50K expresses, because I was going to start to try to scale kind of my trading. But all of those got blown up. I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to lie, Thursday or Friday, there's one of these days where I got on the chart and blew another set of fundeds for sure. I don't remember when, and I guess I didn't journal it, so that's bad on me. I got to for sure do better. But I remember resetting those 3 fundeds and then blowing them again. So I must have just not documented that. Yes, because on Friday or Thursday, one of these days, I had blown these 3 accounts. I reset them 3 times, blew those, and then reset them again. And then I just took 1 loss and then got off. And I finally stopped. So that's why you can see here that I made no money because I went break even, it looks like, or there wasn't really much of a trade. I might have gotten a trade by accident. Then I was risking light, trying to like be careful, but then I just went right back to my old ways and blew those accounts up as well. So I just decided to take a break after that. I haven't traded at all this month, namely also because yesterday and today there was just simply no setups. Like you can even see here, like no trade today. Yesterday there was kind of a setup, but it was like very quick, and it was, another thing I want to focus on this month is really just being patient. Like I want to make sure that the trades I'm taking, I'm actually confident in, and that I'm not going to be upset at myself as soon as I take them. Because I feel like there's a good amount of trades mixed into this month where as soon as I hopped into them and I got stopped out, I was like, it completely makes sense for me to be stopped out right now. Like I should have just waited longer. Or like, because I shouldn't be I don't want to FOMO into trades anymore. I just want to be either take the trade or don't take the trade and be happy with what happened. I need to be content whether I win or whether I lose. I need to be good with it, or I need to be good without it as well. So that's what we're focusing on this month going forward for sure. Let's get into some trades. All right, cool. So first, let's just do the first of the month. And let's see first what I said about the day. My notes. Very bullish bias. And then it just goes over my entry. So right now we're here, October 1st, 9 a.m. The way I usually start just in general, how I trade, I bounce back and forth between NASDAQ and ES. Watching like heavily for like SMTs and divergences between them and things that are similar to help me in my trading idea. First, I start on the higher time frame. So since we're actually replay trading, I'm not going to go. Usually I would start on the daily and mark out previous day high, but I'm pretty sure previous day high is this one, just because when I go to the daily, if you know TradingView, it will show you the full daily candle. So I don't want to do that just for the purpose of this video. We have all-time highs right here. And we also have this kind of like external low down here as well. So I usually start just by kind of marking out the general range on ES and NQ, as well as like major highs, lows, and as well as my session highs and lows. So, ooh, that was doing itched real quick. I had to get that in. Okay, cool. So just real quick, just if I'm looking at this just coming into the day, NASDAQ looks super bullish because of this 4-hour fair value gap right here. We have this 4-hour gap as well as these just high time frame, just like low resistance liquidity. It already looks like we're ready to go up. Like this looks like a staircase right here. We're going to take out here, we're going to take out here, we're going to take out here kind of thing. Especially because ES also has long wicks to the downside. So like right here, we had this on the 4-hour inverse fair value gap. So you always kind of want to pay attention to what gaps are being respected and disrespected right now. Although this gap did get inversed on ES, so that is something to be careful for. But it still ended up holding this a strong inverse fair value gap here on this long wick, and here on this one it got tapped. So I would still say ES is bullish as well. All right, cool. So now that we got our more outer liquidity marked, we're going to go down on the 15-minute, and we're going to mark out our kind of session. We're going to mark out our session liquidity. So down here, we have Asia lows. There's not really like a hard low. This is kind of like Asia and London low. So I'm just going to put the blue just so that they can have it. This is, oops, London highs right here. Ooh, London, fuck. Damn it. There we go. All right, cool. London highs right here. We do have like, I guess I can mark this as Asia high just because makes it a little bit easier. We also have like, this is obviously a major, these two right here, but I'm not going to clutter the chart too much. I could put the white lines here, but I'm not going to clutter the chart too much. On NASDAQ, we kind of have the same stuff going on. Mark that right there. We're going to mark this right here as yellow. And then we're going to go back to back, put the blue up here, because why not? Is there a 5-minute? Maybe there's a 5-minute high right here. There is. This is technically a high right here. So cool. Cool. So we're going to take those away. So now, since NASDAQ is the one that really has this 4-hour gap going on, I'm going to probably want to stay on NASDAQ, especially since NASDAQ usually, most of the time, I'm going to want to trade on NASDAQ just because NASDAQ generally moves better. So after the 15-minute marks and we have all our liquidity marked out, we go down to the 5-minute and we just chill. 15, I'm bouncing around the 15 and 5-minute, really just chilling. I'm going to go minute by minute just so I can kind of go through what I'm thinking when I'm on the chart. So this is 9 o'clock. Let's quickly fast forward to 9:30. Okay, cool. So we start dumping right before market open. Market opens and we immediately reverse up. So we hit London highs. We take out our London highs. So our session liquidity, waiting for some sort of high to get swept. Ding, ding, ding. We have step number 1. So something got hit. London highs get taken here. Let's keep going. Let's keep watching. It is still early, so we're not going to make any crazy moves unless there's some sort of big SMT. That's usually kind of the rule I stick to. Unless this shit is like super duper obvious, I'm most likely not doing anything crazy. So let's see. So we're going up. We also took out these Asia highs. We still haven't had any sort of retracement. We really want to wait for some sort of retracement before taking a trade. So we're going to wait a little longer. We're going to look over here on ES. ES is kind of lagging. Oh, shit. Okay, cool. So we kind of skipped a little bit forward here, but that's fine. So we're here. Market makes a low here. Now that we're starting to react up a little bit, you check ES. Okay, cool. What's that? That's an SMT. 815 lows down to these lows down here. We also have ES lows from these lows up to these lows. So what this means is because ES made a higher low and NASDAQ made a lower low, that means that we're about to go up pretty much. Long story short. So I kind of zoom in. I stay on the 5-minute because I want to wait for a 5-minute retrace into a confluence I want. So at this point, I'm waiting. Okay. Now that I'm seeing that we already have one bullish candlestick up, I'm now starting to draw my fib on these ranges. So once we start to have retracements down from here, I'm saying, okay, cool. So I'm going to draw my fib from here to here. And if we look on the 5-minute, this is the 5-minute range. So as long as we tap into one of these 50% or 79% extensions, that's good for my 5-minute confluence, in my opinion. Depending on the context, especially here when we have an SMT, I don't need to see a full leg up and then a retracement down into a fair value gap. Since we have this SMT, I'm fine to take it off of one of these 5-minute fib retracements. So we get a retracement down to this 50%. Are we going to go lower to 79? Nope. We respect the 50%. I check the 5 minute just to make sure, even though this kind of ruins it. I see that we didn't close below. If we close below on the 5 minute, below one of these 50%, that's what's going to take me out. And on this 1 minute chart right here, even though it is super thin, this technically is a gap. We inverse that gap right there. And then on the close of this candle, since we had this high time frame SMT and my bias was already super bullish, I punched in longs right here. Set my stop at the low. Ooh. Set my stop at the previous low. I'm going to delete this just so you can see. And I put my take profit. Honestly, I put that joint up here. I'm going to open this up. Pretty sure I put it up here. I might have even put it higher, honestly. Let me see. Yeah, I put my take profit at, this is a 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart. Yeah, I put my take profit right here. Boom. So simple. 3-1. Risk to reward. Let's get down back on the 1 minute. And if we watch this, I did end up getting out earlier. Cool. So we took profit right here. Boom. Bankroll. But I did end up taking profit early right here before that high did end up getting hit. Simply because, oh no, I put it higher on the thing, on the trade I just took now. I put it even lower before. So really my take profit was only till to this high right here. Fuck. It was to right here. Yeah, so my take profit was only to right here, actually. I ended up closing out early at 1400 just because of Top Step's 50% consistency rule. So I wanted to just, once I started seeing 1500 number, I just closed out. Because if I made more than $1,500 in one trade with the 50% consistency rule, that means you would have to make more than 3K, and I'm not trying to make it harder on myself. So I ended up closing out early. All right, cool. Next trade. I'm going to go over these trades because this is a good example of a break-even day. So this is October 6th. So Monday, October 6th, 9 a.m. Perfect. So let's go to first the 1 hour. Is this going to show me everything I need? Is this going to like ruin everything? Oh no, we're fine. Perfect. Okay, cool. So on the higher time frame, what are we going to do? Mark out that outer liquidity. Right now, we do kind of have these low resistance lows, but right here we have this gap, which makes me bullish, honestly. We're going to look on NASDAQ and see what NASDAQ's got going on. NASDAQ here, heavy wick to the upside. Okay. So NASDAQ looks a lot different than ES. So we're going to scale down, just mark out our shit. I'm going to keep this one marked just because we're making an SMT here. And I'm going to mark that out like this. So we're making an SMT even before we open. I'm going to go down to the 15-minute just so I can mark out my session levels. London low, London high. I'm going to do the same for ES, London high, London low. We already took out Asian low, and Asian high. So that means we do have a potential S and D. But overall, I might be like, was I tripping? Initially, I would be bearish on this day. I did take longs, so I'm gonna wait till the market develops because I mean, hindsight 2020. I know I took a long because I'm looking at my trade recap. However, I'm just gonna watch this play out because there had to be a reason why I was in longs. So let's see. Let's just watch NQ. Did I take longs on NQ? Yeah, I took them on NQ. Okay, cool. So let's look at this. Let's just watch this kind of play out. Let's go down to the 15 minute. 9 a.m. We're going to go minute by minute. Cool. So this is 9:15. We're going to go down to the 5 minute just so I can speed us up to market open. So market open. We shit the bed. Okay. So we're shitting the bed. Oh, reaction. All right. So let me go down. We do have a bearish high time frame SMT. If I scroll down, I didn't mean to go to the daily, but on the 1 hour, right now we do have this bullish gap below. And we want to see how we set up, especially because it really depends on the timing of the market in the morning. We're just going to kind of wait. So we are shitting the bed. Let's go back to the 1 minute. We're shitting the bed. We touch this 1 hour fair value gap. We start to react up. Okay, cool. So what's going on here? I'm watching. So I see this retracement. I'm watching. Maybe I'm watching for a retrace to this 50%. Okay. On the 5 minute. Okay. We have it. We touch this 50%. Are we going to react out of it? No. We're going to respect this gap right here. Perfect. No break of structure. Cool. So we're still moving around. We're going to let it do its thing. Cool. So I had already seen this 50% get respected by this candle. After I saw this gap right here be respected and then get turned into an inverse here. After seeing, you can't see this live, but I can see right here because I said entered before the candle close, entered early, seeing price retrace into this inverse fair value gap. So I had gotten too excited. I saw this setup, especially because ES was making an SMT off these lows at the time. That's also what gave me so much confidence. From 944 down to 957 is an SMT. So 944 to 957. NASDAQ was making a bullish SMT. We were also reacting off this 50% of this 5 minute range. And on the 1 minute, we had just inversed this gap. I wanted to be sure. I kind of wanted to enter up here. Like the last trade I just went over, I entered right after. But since this pushed so aggressively through here, I wanted to see a reaction off of this fair value gap and then a reaction upwards. As soon as we had came down here, I guess I was thinking too much about the PNL, and I was thinking if I enter down here, once it, comes up here to close, I'll get the best fill price and I'll make money off this small area right here. So what did I do? I punched in a buy right here. And where did I put my stop? Probably just at the previous low. Yeah, so I put my stop right there at this low right here. Ooh, I'm just going to delete this because you guys get it. I just told you why I put the trade in. I put my stop at this low right here. Okay. So I had originally put my stop here, even though as soon as I saw this close down here, as soon as I saw this bullish reaction here, I should have closed out. Knowing that my entry model wasn't valid, I'm now knowing that we didn't respect this inverse fair value gap on the candlestick closure I should have entered on, makes my entire trade invalid. So I should have exited right here and just taken it out and been like, okay, let me wait. The stress did get to me a little bit. I didn't know what to do. I was panicking, so I just let it go. My take profit was somewhere up there. After we had made, so let's just watch this real quick. After I saw us make this prominent low, I wanted to take some risk off the table, just even if it was just a little bit. So I did move my stop up to about there. But we ended up coming back down anyway, I believe. And stopping me out because I was still confident in this trade, even though that entry model did not show up. So after being stopped out here, I'm going to move this here. I took another trade. So that trade lost me 320. After that, I did take another trade and make 468. So that was at 1044. So after seeing this, I zoomed back out and waited. Saw that we were starting to retrace again. I'm not going to fall for it. I'm going to be patient. Now that we've touched that hour gap again, okay. Now I'm starting to look for a trade again. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So again, we're going to have our fib back up just because, technically, this SMT is still valid since we still haven't swept out these 944 lows. And on ES, 944 lows, we are well below. We well swept out these with all of this. So this is still a very high time frame SMT right here. Cool. So now we wait. We see, okay, cool. We came down on the 5 minute. We're touching into this 79% extension. We react up. So since we react up so bullishly, this 5 minute stays intact with respecting the range. So we respected this 5 minute range of the 79% extension. Now we just need a entry on this gap. We did inverse just barely. So punch in a buy, put the stop at the low, and my take profit. See. And my take profit, where did I take my profits at? Right here at these 1022 highs. So I put my joint up here, right? Let me see. 1020. So my profits right there. Cool. So I'm going to delete this just so y'all can see it. After inversing this 1 minute gap, that's all I need, especially with this high time frame SMT. Went draw down a little bit. Played around a little bit. I held it. Boom. Cool. So, yeah, because I didn't want to I guess I could have held it to this high, but since I was already in profit for the day, and this was just the high of this exact range, This is what kind of makes that SMT for me. So if I zoom out to the 15-minute, you can kind of see, well, I guess I could have put it. Nah, I put it right. Because on the 15-minute, I feel like this wasn't a good high for me to be able to target because I wasn't sure if we were going to go all the way up here. Now, did we end up going all the way up there? No, we didn't. So look, I still took my profits. Took my profits down here. Ended up making 468 on that trade. Ending in that day being 10-6, 149. So a good day where I entered early, bit the dust, felt that loss, and then still was able to end up taking a winning trade right after. Now let's get into a losing trade. This day, let's go over all of these entries. It seems like, let's see what I had to say for myself as far as excuses. Okay, so boom, let's just read some of these notes. So going into the day, this was the first day short I took at 10 a.m. I took a short. I lost $800. On the high time frame, so on the 4 hour and the daily chart, there was a bearish SMT that got put in off the open. There was a bunch of 5-minute bearish SMTs, a 5-minute inversion into a 1-minute break in structure, so I entered with 6 contracts. It says I realized I was already over leveraging. I should have taken off size right away, but like this entails, obviously I didn't. I seen already off the open as soon as I entered. Let me see if is there arrows, the entry arrows. Let me see 5-minute. Cool. Let's go over here. So I already see, because you can see that I entered right here. As it was coming down, I could already see I was over leveraged. So since I took a short, I was in profit in this range right here. In this range right here, I was in profit. So you can see that when I punched myself in here for a short, I was in profit here, and I knew I was over leveraging. I could see how much money was fluctuating, but since it was green, I thought it was okay. I had thought to myself, ooh, what if I made extra money? What if I over leverage, but I actually win the trade? Then I'll just be up that much more. Yeah, it doesn't work like that, buddy. So, it reversed on me. I ended up getting stopped out, being way over leveraged in the market, risking $800. Cool. There's a lot of low resistance liquidity below, because on here, if we just go to the 15-minute, the higher time frame, you can see all of this liquidity below. So let me actually show you on the chart. Cool. 920. Let's go on the 15-minute. Boom. So on the 4 hour, if we look at our higher time frame ranges, this is after the market kind of plummeted. So we have this huge fucking gap here. Absolutely humongous gap. Bearish gap that we're in. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to have that there just because that's going to be red all in the background when we go to the lower time frame. But just know we're in this big gap. We have this high here. On ES, we are already above this high. So off the open already, we're creating a double SMT. So cool. So already off the open, we're creating an SMT here if we don't take out these highs. So we're going to zoom down. We can already see the market has just been slowly trudging up. So we are respecting bullish blocks, which is something that I needed to pay attention more on this day because I took a short and got stopped out. But let's go down. Let's mark out our session liquidity. So we have London lows and Asia lows. We're going to put these yellow. We're going to go to ES and mark the same thing. Boom. 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 So to the downside, hella low resistance liquidity. Okay, so cool. We also have our London highs right here. So cool, boom. So we're obviously looking to sweep out these London highs, but not these complete highs. Still keep this SMT plate in place and rotate to the downside. Cool. Let's watch. So I'm gonna put this down in the 1 minute. So let me take this away. Boom. All right, cool. So 925, we open. 930, plummet to the downside. So 5 minute opens. We have this high time frame gap. I say fuck the rules. Since we have this high time frame gap, I don't wait for a level of liquidity to get hit. We inverse this gap off the open. We come back in. We tap into it. I scale down to the 1 minute. And I enter off the break of structure right here. So I think I went short here. Oh, I actually entered on this candle close. Yep. Tapped into this inverse. I punched in a gap right here. Boom. Stop at the high right here. Take profit wherever down there. I was over leveraged, so I should have closed out right here. However, I waited for the market to reverse against me, and I was stopped out. That resulted in me losing $811 off of this trade. I'm not going to go into all of them just because they are literally right here. Slight cope trade, still wanted shorts. And over here, just to simply overtrade. Like, I just want to put this on in the video. This is how I journal to myself. Even this is just embarrassing. Just learn to take a loss and get off the fucking charts, literally. Especially when I lost more than I should have. Just over leveraging. Just a big learning day. I over leveraged hard on this first loss. Couldn't accept the loss and took 2 more trades and lost almost just as much. 600 between these 2 trades and only 800 on this one. So just complete break in psychology on this day. Lost 1.4. Something similar happened on this day, except this was just extreme over leveraging. I'm not going to go too much into the setup for this one, but I did want to show it because I don't want to beat around the bush with any of my losses. I know that I'm no perfect, and I know that I'm very far from perfect at this point in time, and in fact, I'm going to have a lot of losses, and there's going to be a lot more coming. So I just want to be able to show that. I mean, I was looking for shorts on this day, or I was looking for longs, and I got shitted on. Like, just even looking at this, like, I entered at the top and then it got immediately stopped out. I think I was just staring. I was looking at the wrong thing. Whatever reason it was for me losing this trade, I over leveraged way too much, and I let my stop loss go. This is literally my only reaction was, holy over leverage, holy shit. I was super disappointed in myself this day just because this was after I took the payout. So I had taken my payout and immediately blew up my account right after, which didn't really feel that good. The market has been tearing me apart the past few weeks. So honestly, it's been rough. Just to be fully transparent, even though I said this number is not very accurate, the payout that I did take did end up being 1402 through Top Step. I did, just full transparency, burn at least $800 on my evals just over trading towards the end of the month. I was blowing money because I had one eval before here, or 800 was just the number of all the evals that I paid for. So all the evals that I paid for ever through Top Step, and including the activation fees for the Express accounts, and even before this, I had already 2 other Express accounts. So even including those, I was $800 down, and I took a $1,400 payout, which left me with $600. So technically, I did make a profit, but I would say I'm far from profitable. just because of, look at these habits, man. Look at these red days. I need to be able to take these wins and hold on to them while not taking this big of a loss. Like 1,400 loss on a day, 1,900 loss on a day is absolutely insane. 1,000 loss on a day, like this is just unacceptable. So going into the next month, a big one for me is just going to be sticking to my process. It's going to be just following my rules and being patient, and also sticking to a strict risk plan. I'm going to be still documenting my trades going into the next month. So whatever days I do trade, I'm going to definitely journal them. Hopefully Thursday and Friday this week yield good trades and yield good price action. Whether I win or lose, I want to be good with it or without it. So bring it on. I'm just going to be here for the ride. I want to start making more weekly updates to these videos, but I think I might start doing like recapping my week so that I can go more in depth in the exact trades and the exact setups I took, and kind of my overall status week to week. And then maybe I'll make one big video like this at the end of every month. Who knows, honestly, because this is the first of many videos. If you guys like this kind of stuff, give it a like, subscribe, whatever, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Follow my socials, you know what I mean? Besides that, guys, follow my socials, everything here. But besides that, guys, thank you for watching. Like the video if you liked it, fucking dislike it if you didn't like it. Fuck you. And, comment, whatever. Give me some engagement. Follow my shit. Thanks.